everybody. I tell you what, I'll be useless as a weather forecaster, especially when it's like this. How boring is that? Yeah, it's sunny, and I'm sure we'll make the most of it today. I'm going to start off with my hat on, because I want to get this out of the way before we go on. It's on a serious note. What I want to do is I want to recite you, it's a piece that a guy called Martin Stimson has written. He's adapted a poem, he says, by an unknown author, and it was forwarded to me by my cousin, the Reverend Michael, down on the south coast, and it resonates so much about how I feel, and I feel a little bit guilty about this. So I'll see you after you've heard it. I heard that we're all in the same boat, but it's not like that. We are sailing in the same storm, but not in the same boat. Your ship could be shipwrecked, and mine might not be, or vice versa. For some, quarantine is optimal, a moment of reflection, of reconnection, easy in flip-flops with a cocktail or a coffee. For others, this is a desperate financial and family crisis. For some that live alone, they're facing endless loneliness, whilst for others, it's peace, rest and time with your mother or father or sons and daughters. There are some bringing in extra money with endless overtime, whilst others are working more hours for less money due to pay cuts or loss in sales. Others no longer have a job. Some families of four will receive £5,000 per month from the stimulus, whilst other families of four will see no pounds for the duration of it. Some were concerned about getting a certain chocolate for Easter, whilst others were concerned if there will be enough bread and milk and eggs for the weekend. Some want to go back to work because they don't qualify for unemployment and are running out of money. Others want to kill those who break the quarantine and are seen outside. Some are home spending 2 to 3 hours a day helping their children with online schooling, while others are spending 2 to 3 hours a day to educate their children on top of a grueling 10 to 12 hour workday. Some have experienced the near death of virus. Some have already lost somebody from it, and some are not sure if their loved ones are going to make it. Others don't believe this is a big deal. Some have faith and expect miracles during 2020. Others say the worst is yet to come. So friends, we're not in the same boat. We are going through a time when our perceptions and needs are completely different. Each of us will emerge in our own way from this storm. It's very important to see beyond what is seen at first glance. Not just looking, actually seeing. We are all on different ships during the storm, experiencing a very different journey. So try not to judge others by what's happening in your boat. We are all just fighting our way through the storm. Good luck to you all, and we'll see you in the calm. Well, I can't say I enjoyed doing that because it has brought to me quite a sense of guilt in a way, because I'm definitely a lucky person that this pandemic is not having a great disruption to my life. I think I've joked before that I've actually probably been doing this for the last 13 years. Well, that's probably closer to the truth than I would care to admit. But I can't change that. So I can only bring you a little bit of light relief and just hope that people are thinking a bit out there. While I've still got the hat on, hats off to Admiral car insurance. It's suddenly, I got a message through from my daughter who's got some money back from Admiral because she's hardly using a car anymore. And it suddenly occurred to me, my friend who's on very big lockdown, her car has not moved an inch in a whole month now. And so I rang the co-op who insure her car and got a curt reply back from them saying, oh, well, she can always cancel her insurance and do an SORN, which basically means she sort of deregisters it. Yeah, but her car is on the road outside, or not on the road, it's on a car park. She still needs it to be covered for theft. I think, considering the amount of traffic that as cars have been using has gone down by 40%, I think a reduction, they must be rubbing their hands together at these car insurance places. And I think I've seen a decrease in direct lines insurance adverts. So they must be rubbing their hands at both ends for the amount of money they should be using. Ring your insurance company and ask them for some money back, or ask them to donate it to charity. How about that? How about if every insurance company donated 20% of all their fees to every single person? Oh my God, how much would that come to? The mind boggles. Okay, right. I'm going to take this hat off. So hats off to Admiral, and come on you lot. All right, including my lot, the AA. Yeah, I haven't been in touch with the AA. So, what we're going to do. Number 4. I'm going to tell you a salutary tale. It's applicable because it's Thursday, so it's Basher Pan Day, or clap, or fireworks, or whatever. A couple of weeks ago, I got my pan out and my wooden spoon, and I went on the balcony. Some of you may have already read about this, and I nearly became an NHS statistic. It would have been ironic if I'd been one moment hitting my pan and cheering for the NHS, and then landed up being a patient, because on the third stroke, the third stroke, the spoon disintegrated. What reminded me is I just found this yesterday underneath the seat outside on my patio. It's the remains of the spoon. The spoon disintegrated. This piece went straight past my head, inches away. Oh dear, it would have been so embarrassing. So unfortunately, I shall be taking care to make sure that I should be wearing goggles, the first thing, get my own PPE on, and being very careful. So it's a salutary tale out there. Be careful when you're bashing with spoons. Okay. Alrighty, let's move on. Number 7. Just a little quick. I didn't realise how long I've been doing this. I've got a glass of orange, but this is not all it seems. Okay. And I really do mean this. It's worth at least try it once. Okay. I find Tropicana a bit heavy. Okay. It's also it's only 50 calories for every 100 ml. Okay, so it matters. And I'm diabetic, you know. Not that I take much notice of. Plus, it's got sugars in it and everything. All right. Now, so what I do is I can buy half of that with half of this. Now, this is like 10 calories, much lower. And plus, it dilutes the orange. And, oh, the taste. I wouldn't be just doing it for the calories, honestly. And I've been doing it like for 3 or 4 years now, mixing this with Tropicana. because this is a lot cheaper. I mean, that's £2.50, and that's £1. You know, I don't know what the value. What again? So that's 1.6, 1 point. So virtually the same. It's less than half the price. So it makes you Tropicana go further. So give it a whirl. Tell me what you think. You know, we'll take it. We'll put a premium on it and see if we can get some money out of Volvic and Tropicana. Unfortunately, if they were the same firm, we'd have a chance. But I think they're two different companies completely. Alrighty. So there we go. Moving on. Yep. Number 13. Oh, before we do that, we better do the results from yesterday. Oh my God, I've got so many results to do. So I'm going to cut here so that I can put the pictures up on the board and we can do it. Okay? Double your money with Huey Green. Take your pick with Michael Miles. And what did they have? What did you have to do? You had to go into the yes-no game with the man with the gong. Moving on to Sale of the Century. Well, that was hosted by Norm. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was Nicholas Parsons, that's right. And it came from Anglia Television from Norwich. Had the cabbage game. Don't drop those cabbages. Golden Shot, Sunday afternoons. Presented by Bob Monkhouse. Now, how many of you got Jackie Ray? Jackie Ray. And then Norman Vaughan. And then Charlie Williams. The host was the lovely Anne Aston. Changed the name to Aston because that's where it was broadcast from. And it was Bernie the Bolt, but his name wasn't Bernie. It was John Bailey. Family Fortunes. Who can remember Family Fortunes? Well, of course, it's that fella Bob Monkhouse again. Just like that. Oh no, that's Tommy Cooper. But that's Max Braver. I'll tell you a story. There's Andy Collins, who I don't remember. Les Dennis. Dennis the Menace. And most up to date, Vernon Kay. And from across the pond, I presume we got it from, they call it Family Feud. Thank you for taking part in my quiz. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Bit of a quizzy poo. Not asked any questions today, but not to worry. I'm sure I'll find something. What did I say? Number 13 before. Yeah, I want to talk to you about Wilfred Pickles. Oh, I'm sorry, but of course, a lot of these items go back a little bit. Wilfred Pickles, a Yorkshireman, born in 1904, as I remember, born in Halifax, became a big star, and his radio quiz program, which was Have a Go, went from 1946 till 21 years it went from. And Have a Go. Yeah, just listen to it. It's just marvellous. What he used to do was, he was a bit funny about this. He used to travel economy style in his little car to the borders of the town of where he was broadcasting from, usually from the church hall, and then get in a Rolls Royce and drive himself there and arrive with a big flourish with his wife Mabel. And it was basically, he used to interview the girls from the local mill, and his favourite phrases were, "Are you courting?" or "Oh, Jim," or "Yeah, Jim's in the weaving house." "Oh, very well. Are you walking out together? Are you going to get wed?" And it'd go on like this. And then they would ask the most silly questions. And what's on the table, Mabel? And it's just iconic.
Not very well, no.
Was it silicosis?
Yes, touch a bit.
Well, I'm sorry about that. Well, tell us this. I know it's a bit of a serious question, but when the children were little, can you give us any idea of the sort of amount of money you had to bring them up on during that period?
Oh, not a great lot. Mostly unemployment benefits and strikes and a bit of work as well.
Right. And what's your ambition for the future, Mrs. Kelly?
Well, hoping to have my health to look after the children again.
And very nice, too. And if you were not you, who would you like to be?
Lord Netfield's daughter.
Anyway, he then started a program which, if you read about it, sounds so like the early runner of a certain other program, Jim Will Fix It. And it was on the BBC, and it ran for about 6 or 7 years. And I think it was called Ask Pickles. And basically you wrote in and asked Pickles to do something. I want to be a lion tamer or whatever. And he used to arrange it. Very, very similar. See, old ideas are always the best ideas, aren't they? He died in 1967. He's buried in Southern Cemetery next to his wife, Mabel. What's on the table, Mabel? Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, right, moving on. Next one. Well, I think I'm going to call it a draw today because I'm going to have a lot of editing to do. I've got a thing. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you a quiz, but I'm going to go offline to do it. So just bear in mind to look after yourselves. And we've got a quiz which is based on British wrestling in the 1960s. God, I used to watch this with my dad Saturdays before the results, the football results. And he used to sit there and moan that the people were faking it and everything. But, oh, God forbid if we missed it. So these are certain characters from the 1960s wrestling. And I'll just pop back at the end to say farewell. Well, there you go. How many of those did you recognise? My apologies for my younger viewers, who all of this means absolutely nothing. God, I'm older than I thought. But in any way, stay safe. All right, stay safe. Be kind to each other and be kind to yourself. Stay out the sunshine and stay off the streets. Okay, and I'll see you tomorrow. And that's all, folks. Be careful. Bye-bye.